All right, on to Lalu. Lalu, just let's wrap up on this one. Tell us about the compliance level with the TSA. We understand that it looks as though there's some foot dragging going on about it. Is there?
Well, the president has issued a very clear directive as to his expectation regarding the Treasury single account. And, we have no doubt about the fact that, there is going to be compliance. So let's talk about whatever may be going on. The president has given a deadline as to when there should be absolute compliance. And I'm going to suggest that, let's wait until then. I am sure personally that there will be compliance.
Okay, well, one other thing on the civil service, because while looking at the reforms holistically in terms of what needs to be done such that they can move forward, is there going to be any talk whatsoever or consideration at the emolument of those who work there such that they will have no reason whatsoever to dip their hands where they shouldn't?
Okay, can you ask that question again, because I didn't get the first part of it.
Talking about restructuring the civil service, will there be any consideration on their emoluments?
Well, it's at this point that's an open question, and I can't make any comment about that. But I'm sure that whatever is the right thing that is to be done, I can guarantee you that this government is going to do it. But I cannot make any specific statement about that at this point, Kimberly.
So this workshop conversation going on between the presidency and the civil service in terms of training, is this something we're going to see often? And how often, perhaps?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that the idea of continuing education, recommends itself not just to civil servants, it recommends itself to other professionals. And to that extent, I'm sure that, as often as the civil service leadership thinks that this should be done, I'm sure they will do it. Like I said, what the Buhari administration is interested in is to, let our people think great again and do great things, and think outside of the box. Like I said, we have extremely, very brilliant people in the civil service. The problem is not about the poverty of ideas. The problem is about having a visionary leadership, somebody who can point to a destination point and end point where the country should be. And we have that person in President Buhari at this time. And already we see the impact, very significant impact of that based just on body language. And so we are saying that going forward, we are going to be seeing more, or we hope to see more of our people being mobilized behind the change agenda of this administration.
What has been the response so far? Because if you've been having a conversation, we'll think that the civil servants would have given some feedback as well. Can you relate any that you've heard?
Oh, well, I mean, I can tell you, Markwe, very clearly that indeed we've been working with the civil servants, and we've been having good feedback. That's why I talk so much about leadership. When you have leadership that inspires the people, the potential that is in people also come out. Now, don't forget that when the president came in, we had this problem of salaries of the workers that were not paid in several of the states, in some cases up to 7 months. And the president developed the bailout package. Well, it took the collaboration of civil servants to make this happen. So we are saying that we have competent people. What has been lacking is the right leadership, visionary leadership. So the feedback that I'm going to give you so far is that yes, in some of the novel ideas that this administration has tried to implement, we have had sufficient cooperation with the civil service. And
that's cooperation on the one hand. The second hand would be, do they have fears? Have they expressed any fears or conditionalities for, improved service?
Well, I'm sure that it is very clear to everybody that, the Buhari administration is not going to which aren't anybody. You know, that is not the agenda. Without fear or favor, we're going to be dealing with everybody on equal status. So we've not received any feedback of fear. You know, of course, there will be consequences for people who might be found to have compromised themselves, who might be found to have violated the extant rules, extant civil service rules, extant rules of the country regarding corruption. There will be consequence for that. You know, there has to be.
All right. Okay, sorry. A lot of this really will be. Oh dear. Okay. We're just going to wrap up. I'm putting one more, but
I hope that hasn't happened.
Well, I'm afraid it has. Well, we'll have to thank you for talking to us. Laula Konde is the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media, and we're talking about the civil service, the briefing that the Vice President had with them while representing the President in that program. Well, that's it on that one. Again, thank you, Laula Konde. We'll be back in a moment and turn our attention to another matter entirely. It concerns you too.